Today we're digging into the recent Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit, the SCO summit held in Tianjin, China. It just wrapped up on September 1st. And our mission really is to unpack this tension we're seeing. You've got this huge symbolic gathering on one side, non-Western powers meeting, but then, real questions about its practical limits. Can it actually do much?
Well, it's definitely huge in terms of who's involved. The SCO, led primarily by China, brings together major Eurasian players. Think China, Russia, India, Iran, Pakistan, quite a list. And their main pitch is promoting what they call a multipolar world order.
Right, setting themselves up as an alternative to perceived Western leadership.
Exactly. And maybe fueled a bit more recently by things like the U.S. tariff policies. This Tianjin meeting, by the way, was the biggest SCO gathering they've ever had.
And just to give you a sense of that scale, the SCO members cover, 42% of the global population?
That's right. And 24% of the world's land area.
Wow. Plus about a quarter of the world's GDP. And I saw a stat that their total trade has jumped like almost 100-fold since 2001.
It's a staggering increase. Yeah, numbers like that. Well, you can't ignore them.
Okay, so let's talk optics, the strategic message, because that seemed enormous this time. President Xi Jinping said the SCO now has greater responsibility for regional peace.
Mm-hmm.
But the real headline grabber, I think, was that meeting between India's Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping.
Oh, absolutely. Their first face-to-face in 7 years.
7 years. Just the photo op itself sent a powerful message about maybe high-level diplomacy is starting to normalize again in Asia.
It signaled something, for sure. And if you look at their official agenda, it lines up with that ambition. They went way beyond just counterterrorism.
So they usually handle through that RAT structure, right?
Yeah.
Regional anti-terrorist structure.
Correct. This time, the agenda was broad. Renewable energy, digital tech, green tech integration, expanding trade. They even adopted some big documents. The Tianjin Declaration was one, and this SCO development strategy until 2035.
Okay, a strategy until 2035 sounds pretty committed.
It sounds like it. It shows they're aiming for shared development, talking about that Shanghai spirit, non-interference, mutual trust. Theoretically.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
If they have this long-term strategy, why does it feel like practical action is still so difficult for them?
That's the core issue, isn't it? The paperwork looks good, suggests they're all on the same page, but deep down, internal friction really limits what they can achieve together. It often feels like the SCO is clearer on what it's against, like a unipolar US-led world, than what it's collectively for.
And what's the biggest source of that friction? Is it the India-Pakistan relationship?
That's definitely a major one, yes. It often stalls progress, especially on security matters. We saw that earlier this year, didn't we? In Qingdao. India refused to sign off on a joint statement from the defense ministers.
Oh, right, because of wording related to terrorism.
Exactly. Unresolved issues there. So it just shows, even with grand strategies on paper, getting unified action on sensitive security topics, very tough. It's easier to agree you don't like perceived Western dominance than to agree on complex internal security policies.
So if unified action is tricky, does the summit then become more of a platform for each country to pursue its own goals?
I think that's a fair assessment. It serves individual national interests really well.
Like for Russia, it's a chance to show they aren't isolated.
Precisely. Show they aren't isolated, deepen those economic ties eastward, find ways around Western sanctions. For India, meanwhile, being there, engaging at that level, reinforces their idea of strategic autonomy.
Meaning they can deal with all sides west-east.
Right. Keep their options open. And for China, of course, hosting this massive event bolsters its image as a global leader pushing its own initiatives, like the Belt and Road. So the bottom line, the SCO is definitely a significant forum. It's important for dialogue, for projecting this narrative of an alternative world order. But its ability to act as a truly unified bloc, it's constrained, heavily constrained by the members' own diverse, sometimes conflicting agendas.
So what this really means for you watching all this unfold, the biggest success out of Tianjin probably wasn't any specific agreement. It was the optics. Just the sheer fact that these leaders got together outside the usual Western frameworks, projecting this alternative vision. That itself was powerful. And it leaves us with a pretty big question for you to think about. Can a global order, designed largely by what it opposes, truly stick together and be effective if its key members have fundamental disagreements on critical security and strategic issues? Something to keep in mind as you see the next headlines coming out of Eurasia.